What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stitch. We back with another video, and it's been a good little minute. You know, life happens, but I gotta try to stay consistent, gotta try to keep this going. So here we are, and we back with another one. Today we are going over another tattoo design idea thing. I'm not necessarily sure which one we're gonna do yet, but in this video we'll figure it out together. We're also gonna do it together. One thing I will definitely say is doing tattoos is the easier part of it. When it comes to practicing, it's figuring out what you want to practice. It's like some things you know that you just like, some things you know you just can't really do yet. And what I mean by that is that not necessarily that you can't do it, but it's just that like you're at a certain skilled level, and you know you don't want to go jump right into practicing a highly designed, highly focused tattoo where you know you're not skilled enough to handle something like that. You're gonna have mess ups. You're not gonna know how to you're not gonna know certain techniques for how to do certain things. It's like, you know what I'm saying, you got to start small and then work your way up, and that's what I've been doing. So we're gonna get into this. So this is my process for how I do things. This is my iPhone 13, currently recording on my 15, but sometimes I go onto Pinterest, sometimes I'll just go onto Google. All right, so as you see right now on my Pinterest, there's already some tattoo designs, some tattoo ideas for me to stencil. Some of these aren't bad at all. Some of these are very, very designed, very skilled, something that like I said earlier, I don't believe I'd be able to do just yet. Things like that, you know what I'm saying? But then there's things like this I know I probably could do. So yeah, usually I just scroll through Pinterest. If I'm not on Pinterest, I'll just go on Google and scroll through that. And, you know, I'll just look and search tattoo designs until I find one I know I can do. I could probably do this. Basically, what you want to do when you find your tattoo design, you hit the three dots, you know what I'm saying, and you go ahead and download the image. When you download the image, hold on, let me allow the access. It's saved. Then what I do, there's this app, it's called SharpFox. Oops, hold on. There it is, SharpFox. This is what it looks like. Now when you get on the SharpFox, you want to make sure your printer is turned on. Now this is the app that came with the printer. The printer told me to download the app, and this is the app that it downloaded. I just got a new thing of transfer paper. And try to open this without ripping the whole thing like I did last time. Hold on. Actually, not that bad. I mean, granted, it was already kind of broken anyway. And then just go ahead and pull on back, and you see we got the transfer paper. Now to load up transfer paper is honestly not even that hard. I'm gonna break this open. And we're gonna just slide it on back in the box, like so. So, what I like to do, because I'm not good at freehanding, I like to do things the stenciled, traced way. And the easiest way to do that, you take off your yellow sheet of paper. That's that first layer of paper. Take that off. Put the tattoo under that paper, or over that paper, excuse me, because you know what I'm saying, in case things are bleeding through. I do have 1 millimeter tattoo skin, so I use 3 of them to stack on top. You'll see that in a second. But sometimes I just like the tattoo over that yellow paper, because I mean, it's messy. You know what I'm saying? Practicing, especially as a beginner, can be real messy sometimes. After you take off that yellow paper, you're gonna notice there's 2 white papers, this one and this one. You want to take out the middle one. It's just that, it's easy to take out. And you're left with the back white paper and then this blue paper. So what you're gonna want to do, you see, this is the back of the printer, this is the front of the printer. You want to try to insert this into here, like so. So what you do is, as evenly as possible, I repeat, as evenly as possible. I'm going to cover the camera for a second, but you're going to see how this works. I suck at making it as evenly as possible, and this is exactly what I mean. So as you see right here, this is not in evenly, but depending on how your tattoo comes out, it'll be okay. Once you got your tattoo printer loaded up and you go on SharpFox, you're going to hit connect device. Your device should pop up. You hit connect and it connects successfully. Then what you want to do is you hit photo print and you go to the photo of the thing that you want to print out. Confirm. You want to bring it down to however big. You might have to run through a couple sheets of excuse me. You might want to run through a couple sheets of the tattoo paper because just to get the right size down. And then what you want to do is, this is a very important step. This will mess up everything. Maybe. It might not, but this could mess up everything. What you want to do is mirror the tattoo image before you print it. The print button is up here at the corner. Print density, it's automatically set to better, but you could always change that. Sometimes I like to keep it on best. And then you hit print, and as you see, it's printing. And because it's not even, it's coming off to the side to the right a little more, so you'll see it start to crumple. But from this point, the tattoo is already printed out, so when this happens, it doesn't mess up the actual tattoo. So we're gonna apply it in a second. Okay, before we apply our tattoo stencil, we want to make sure we are completely prepared. First thing you want to do, glove up. Very important that you glove up. Like so. Then, what I like to do, I like to go ahead and bust out the tattoo skin. And like I said before, these are 1mm tattoo skins. These are not that thick. And I know you need a 3mm, so what I do is I stack, these are my 2. I'll open a new one and stack them on top of this one, and that's 3. And then we get to working. So let's bust out tattoo skin. Like so. The next thing that you want to do, your speed stick. Alright, when it comes to your speed stick, you want to apply a good amount over the whole thing, but you don't want to go too crazy with it. So probably go over it maybe twice, and that's a good amount right there. Don't forget your lid. After we did that, we're gonna let it sit for just a little second. We're gonna go ahead and use our needles. And for this, it seems like we don't need but a liner, so I'm gonna use my 7-round liner here. Bust this bad boy open. The type of tattoo needles you get, I really want to say almost don't even matter, because I've used cheaper ones, more expensive ones, and they all worked for me. It might not work for you though. This tattoo needle is a it's a foot pedal needle. And it's harder to set needle depth with this one, so what I have to do is I have to press and look and see how high up or how low it's going, and I kind of want to set it based off of that. And as I'm speaking, the door is currently opening, which means this should be my roommate, his girlfriend, and a very adorable baby as well. Very adorable. They're here to crash my YouTube video, as you see, because that's all they ever do. Anyway, so like I'm saying, 7-round needle doesn't really have the needle depth like displayed for you like a battery operating would. But I like to try to eye out, and honestly, I don't recommend it, but I like to eye out the needle depth, and if I feel like it's too high, I just won't go all the way, you know what I'm saying? But it's important that you learn this type of stuff. Now comes the fun part. You grab your scissors, you grab your stencil, and you want to cut your stencil out. Got a phone call, sorry about that. Got a phone call, sorry about that, bruh. I tell a nigga I'ma hit him back, and he decides to call me right back again. Anyway, about the same shit that I just texted him. Anyway, so we're gonna cut out the tattoo stencil. And so when you are applying your stencil, you want to make sure it looks like this. This is why you want to mirror your image, because if you don't mirror the image, it'll print out on that instead of this. And technically, you can still apply it with that. It's just not the same, honestly speaking. This is a lot better. So you want to center your tattoo. Hold on. Okay. And then just press down. Make sure you get all that stencil rubbed in. Rub it all in. Rub it in. Just go ahead and massage it and rub it and caress and love on it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It requires a little bit of attention, you know? A little bit of attention. Okay, so after a while, you know what I'm saying, you want to get, you know, nice and right. Go ahead and peel that bit. What the fuck? And bro, I'm gonna crash out of it, bro. Like, fuck this shit not showing, bro. It don't make no goddamn sense, bro. What the fuck going on with my shit, bro? I don't even understand this shit, man. This shit be pissing me off, bro. I swear to God, I'm about to crash out of it, bro. I'm gonna switch to somebody, bro. I swear to God, bro. Anyways, this is completely okay. This is completely okay because I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I figured out what I could do. You see, I made a couple of mistakes, but what I could do and what I did do was use a pen. So now that we got that, we got our tattoo needles, we have our stencil. But one more thing, very important. Hold on, let me adjust. One thing that we need before we get started, and this is kind of controversial to me because a lot of tattoo artists like to use like 4 or 5 ink caps with the same ink, with the same color. I'm not sure why. And I probably won't learn that. Like, I've seen and heard why they do it, but it doesn't make sense to me. And it probably won't until I go get my license for this stuff, which will come at some point in the future. But this is just how I'm doing it right now. I only need 1 ink cap, 2 max. Right now we're just gonna use 1. I have a bunch of different black inks. I got Dynamic Triple Black. I got T Artist 2 True Black. I got black. Do I have any other black stuff? I think this might be, nope, wait, hold on. I got Colorado Hot Ink Concentrated Black. Yes, sir. One more. I got Colorado Hot Ink Pure Black. One of these is open because they just spilled all over my freaking finger. This one. Let me see. Do I have any other blacks? I don't think I have any other blacks. So that's all I got. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 different type of blacks. I'm gonna save my triple black and this black for clients because those are important. We do still have pure black, concentrated black, and true black. All 3 different types of blacks. I'm gonna go ahead and use concentrated black because I've already opened it. This is where I'll turn this camera on. And we're going to go ahead and pour. These bottles are hard to squeeze. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but I mean, hey. One second. See, because I accidentally left this bottle open, so I feel like that's why it's like coming out like that. Okay. Close. Make sure it's closed. Okay. So, we got our ink cap on. We have our... Bro, I swear every single time, bro. It's like, there's always something going on, bro. There's always something. There's always something. Bro, I should... Why am I wiping it? All right. Anyways, well, don't mind because this is still gonna come out amazing and you're about to watch. The last thing that we need are paper towels. And paper towels are very important because you need to dap, you need to wipe, you need to clean. I had skin wipes. Unfortunately, they're all gone. Gotta get more. So that's why we use witch hazel and green soap. So what I like to do, I like to clean off the skin before we start. How do we do that? You take your witch hazel, you take your paper towel. You wanna, you know what I'm saying, dap up the area. Of course, I got ink all over the place, so you know what I'm saying. And then dap it up dry. Dap it dry. And get some of that ink off of there. But you know what I'm saying, dap it dry a little bit. Dap it wet, then dap it dry. Let's get started here. When you fill up your tattoo needle, you wanna go in it directly. You don't wanna go in at an angle. You wanna go in directly. Right? Now, I like to wipe off some of the excess, dap off some of the excess before I get started. I usually like to use a headlamp, but unfortunately mine broke. Don't even know how. That's another thing I gotta get. But it's okay, cause watch, just trust. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got great line work going. You want to make sure you can actually trust yourself with your own line work, you know? Sometimes I do like to go back and look at the stencil in the blue paper or the white paper, but I did use the white paper. So that way I can make sure I'm doing the right thing, and I now know that I'm about to do the right thing. And then we hit our first dab. You see, it's not that bad. You notice you're running out of ink. What you do? Reload. You refill, but I like to call it reload. Because, you know, cooler. One very crucial thing that I've learned with this tattoo journey is that if you stop a line in the middle of it, start it back over to finish it. You don't want to start back at where you break at. You know what I'm saying? You want to go back and, yeah, you feel me? Next line. As you see, I'm just going over, basically tracing. And you see how I broke there? We're gonna start back up here to finish what I broke off. Let's go ahead and do the end line, the inside lines. You gotta reload. Scared to dap up a little bit because I don't like the tattoo needle bleeding. You know, I don't like when the tattoo needle bleeds. It messes up my whole project, and it's still kind of doing it. You see what I mean? That's what I mean. Still doing it. Okay, back in minutes. All right. You want to make sure that once the needle is in, you do your line all the way complete. And if you don't and you break, like I said, start over from the top because you don't want to show that you took a break in between your lines. That's one of the last things you want to do. Go ahead and reload before I even run out, just because I know I'm about to run out. Now, okay. This is a little bit difficult because everything about this is one consistent line, and I ran out of tattoo ink. And so we're gonna start back from down here. See? And just like that, outline is done. What I'm gonna do is get the witch hazel. Give me 1 second because I'm gonna carry this over to my trash bag. I gotta clean it anyway. It's alright. We're gonna get this whole carpet, man. The whole thing. Okay. That's what it looks like. And as you see, not bad. Could be better, but not bad. That's why we go over. In fact, let me go ahead and increase my depth a little bit. That eye looks pretty solid. Money sign looks pretty solid. Let me go over this T. All right, we're gonna go ahead and rinse this back off. All right, and now we're talking. But we're not done there. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this needle out. We're gonna go ahead and grab our nice needle bucket and discard that, right? Okay, now is for shading. What I used to like to do was I used to use a lot of round shaders, but I'm learning that our magnums are actually better to use. So we got our magnum. And we're just gonna kinda, you know what I'm saying, insert the magnum. We're gonna adjust our needle depth just a little bit because we don't wanna go as deep. Well, we kinda do, but we don't wanna, you know what I'm saying, harm the skin. You feel me? You feel me? So, dip, dip, dip. Dap, dap, dap. And let's get to work. By the way, I used the 7-round liner. Now I'm using the 7 M1 Magnum. I can't remember if M1 was a curved mag or the other one, but I do know that when I was doing the research and I looked it up on Google and on the articles, it said M1 was better than RM for bolder shading and complete shading. So that's what I'm gonna do. Dip, dip, dip. Dip, dip, dip. Dip, dip, dip. Dip, dip, dip. The shading takes so much ink. All right, we are done with the tattoo, and we're gonna go ahead and rinse this with our green soap. All right, and here's the result, and I'm starting to understand a little bit better now why they wipe in between instead of just one full wipe at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and fill my black back up because I'm running low on that. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying, if it looks good, it looks good. If you gotta go over it, you gotta go over it before you go on to the next letter. Makes a ton of sense. Right. Yeah. In fact, let me see. I'm not making this thing. I know I'd be hurting the hell out of somebody right now. Okay. This was a lot of shading. We're going to go ahead and once again get our green soap. Let me know if I'm overusing that, by the way. I don't think I am, but let me know. Again, I'm the beginner here. And this is the final results. Now, one thing that you must know is that, like I said earlier, I was using 1mm tattoo skins. So I used 3 of these so that way I could use 3mm. You want to make sure that it kind of went over the first one, you know what I'm saying? It went through the first one, you know what I'm saying? It went through the first one, but you want to make sure it doesn't go through the second one, in which it didn't. You feel me? And the reason for that is because you want to get it into that second layer of the skin, but not the third layer of the skin. So, final results. Get a closer look. I know this T could be a bit bolder, but that's okay. And maybe this R over here could be a bit bolder. But again, I'm just a beginner. I'm doing this video strictly so that way I could get advice from you guys. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video now. Thank you guys for watching so much. Thank you guys for going through this journey with me. And leave down in the comments below some advice on shading, tattooing, anything that I'm doing this entire process. If you got any recommendations, any tips. Other than that, though, it's been your boy Stitch. Make sure you like and subscribe. With that being said, Get Tatted Today by SCK. Peace.